Lock in, lights, camera, action. Telly, ESPN, it's a top scene. Lock in, lights, camera, action. I don't fold a band when it's time to win. Trolling cause we're rolling under lights, we don't get anxious. Do it with a purpose, we don't do it to be famous. Really they been hating cause they ain't us. Lock in and get dangerous. What you get you see, I'll always be me. What you get you see, I need no ID, I need nothing, no, something wrong. I like Kim Rose, I need money rolls, flip it go, see you when I'm old. In a Tesla, still would ride a diesel, I'm not Greeno, but the checks was. Now they come in wires, I'm retired off the desk months. I was in the creek, then in the dirt, I lived on both sides. Still was always me, no double life, can't pick the best ones. Friends, they come and go, so are the best ones. Through the lowest lows, and I still got blessed up. I've been running non-stop, I can't rest up. I'll just keep on working till I'm the best up. I've been trying to do right, but getting left much. Slipped and fell a few times, still got my chest up. In the gym, I got my chest up. New Tacovas on my toes, now that the check's up. Giddy up! Lock in, lights, camera, action. Telly, ESPN, it's a top scene. Lock in, lights, camera, action. I don't fold a band when it's time to win. Trolling cause we're rolling under lights, we don't get anxious. Do it with a purpose, we don't do it to be famous. Really they been hating cause they ain't us. Lock in and get dangerous. Look in the mirror just for motivation. I see my past, I see my kids, it gets me motivated. Don't gotta say it, I just know they're hating. Little white boy, tattoos and money, Ben had that motion, baby. I got that motion like the ocean, baby. 9 to 5, then the 5 to 9, yeah, they used to call me crazy. I put that work in, you can't call me lazy. I'm in the light, no pressure, never faze me. Got me shining like a diamond, put one on my lady. Only one girl who could call me baby. Vision clear, I used to see it hazy. Vision clear, I can see it now. Every time they try to take me out, back to back, I'm wildin' now. I hit the top and didn't say a word. I hit the top and didn't say a word, and still they never shout me out. This not for you, I'm trying to make me proud. This not for you, I'm trying to make me proud. In the mirror, say it loud. Lock in, lights, camera, action. Telly, ESPN, it's a top scene. Lock in, lights, camera, action. I don't fold a band when it's time to win. Trolling cause we're rolling under lights, we don't get anxious. Do it with a purpose, we don't do it to be famous. Really they been hating cause they ain't us. Lock in and get dangerous. Feel like Kobe, I'm like Jokic with the rock. You physically couldn't hold me, I don't care if you pushing 40. You can never little bro me. Euro step like Ginobili, from young OG to the OG. From nosebleeds to floor seats. Circle stronger than Cuban links. My gold dance, your gold plated. You verse me, now that's a reach. We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Been ready. I waited. My turn. On God. Hell steady. I keep dropping back to back. I keep going if you let me. I've been sitting at the top, looking down at those who left me. Promise I'm not being petty. I'm the one they envy. Brody moving state to state, make $1 million out to send me. Plus I grinded from the start. I was stacking pennies. I might dip like Machiavelli. After the confetti. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready?
The time has arrived, people. It's AERS Championship PC, no assist, locking people. because we are now ready to get it going. Hello and welcome in, everybody. It is Friday night, and that means it is the PC No Assist Championship here with AERS, and I am personally very excited for this one. Been very much looking forward to this since I got the nod off Grumpy, which I massively appreciate him allowing me to do the comms on this PC tier. Very much appreciated. Where's Moneybags Justin? Welcome in, Grumpy. I wonder how active it's going to be tonight, but at the end of the day, as I always say, I don't do this for the gifts. I don't do this for the bits. I do this for the pure and simple love of commentating. Obviously, getting the subs and everything like that, and the gifted, you know, it's massively appreciated. And Justin, Karim, Ollie, and I think there was somebody else. They really did make my stream what it was last week and made me feel massively appreciated, as well as probably Grumpy as well, because I mean, at the end of the day, Grumpy's given me this platform to be able to do this, and it's not just my victory when stuff like that happens, it's Grumpy's victory as well, because he is allowing me to do this. So I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Grumpy as well. But yeah, people, very much excited for this, because tonight, people, and I think this is the first time, and congratulations to Grumpy on this very, very prestigious, you know, job that he's done, and what he's managed to achieve. The Ferrari Esports HP team will be racing here this evening, and you'll be able to see in a minute who is actually racing in that team. There is other drivers that will be taking part throughout the season, which I am very much excited about. And I'm not just excited about them. I'm excited for the whole PC tier. The drivers in here are absolutely stupidly quick. I have respect for each and every single one of them for the effort and the drive that they put towards this championship. Obviously, for me, it's going to be the first time doing the PC tier. I don't know whether Grumpy's actually done this before, but for me, this is whole new ground of just doing a strictly PC tier. So yeah, I am very much looking forward to this and very, very excited for this season. So yeah, everybody buckle up. This should be a good one. I mean, are Ferrari going to have dominance throughout the season? They are a very, very strong team. I was very gutted for Ismail at the championship. Otis and Ismail, I mean, they all drove very well, but Otis and Ismail were the standout drivers for that championship. And I was on the side of Ismail. It's not just because the Ferrari team are here. For Ismail done some very, very good driving, and was just pipped to it by Otis in the end, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, and Barry Burmond as well. Did you get Grego on Steam? No, I didn't. I'll have a look at it in a minute. Just bear with me. I haven't got anything. It might be on F1. I'll get on the game in a minute, Grumpy. So I'll make sure I'm in there before we get going. Don't worry. But yeah, like Barry Burmond as well, Gregory, and the other drivers. It's going to be an absolutely honor and a privilege to be able to do that as a commentator. It's been some long weeks of doing comms, and I'm finally here. And if I didn't do comms after tonight, being able to do it the once on one of the teams it'd be good enough for me, because it's an achievement, and I'm finally here. I'm finally here. Bit of emotion in the voice then. I do apologize, but it is a big thing for me. So I hope you can appreciate how big this is for me, this opportunity. Like I said, it might only be the one of the teams, but it still means a lot. As we got JNR in the chat. How are we doing, Junior? Junior, welcome in. So let's get down to it. Come on, people. Let's get excited for this one. Ronnie will be joining us next week. Ronnie has had to go and sort a few things out, so he will be taking part. We've also got Stan with the follow. Thank you very, very much, people, for the follows. Massively appreciated. But Ronnie will be with us next week. 100%. He's just had to get a few things sorted today, hospital-wise, which he could explain I'll give him the glory of that once he gets in the comms box. So the first Grand Prix was held in 1996, but the first actual Grand Prix held in Australia was held at Adelaide in 1985. The track length is 5.278 kilometers. The lap record is held by Charles Leclerc, which he set in the Ferrari back in 2024 with a 1 minute 19.813. Are we going to see that lap record maybe tarnished here tonight? Probably not with the cars, but these lads have got the pace. They probably will do it. Most pole positions go to Lewis Hamilton, with most wins going to Michael Schumacher. The pole run to turn one breaking point, 271 meters. As I said before, kind of a midish one for the championship, to be honest. But good launch off the start, and hopefully a clear run into turn one, and you'll set yourself in good stead for the race. Safety car probability, 67%. Virtual safety car probability, 67% as well. I mean, as I said, I've always said in sim racing, you could probably add a little bit in some leagues, but I'm sure these lads know how to race side by side and will show the respect to one another to allow the racing to continue. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't come across any safety cars here this evening. Your pit stop time loss here at the circuit is 19.30 seconds, including a 2.5 second stationary stop. We have 14 corners with 5 straight line modes here at the circuit. The first one being between turns 2 and 3, then it's 5 and 6, between 8 and 9, and then between turns 10 and 11, and then between turns 14 and down to turn 1. So, and let's get into the important thing as we get Brian in the chat with the follow. Thank you very much. Massively appreciated. Let's have a look at the teams. This is going to be what everybody wants to see. And before we get into this, if there is any SCI drivers or the SCI team watching, I tried so hard. If I could show you the chat BT images for this image that you're about to see, I tried so hard to get Shazoo, but for some reason it spelled it SHAZQQ. Honestly, I really tried, so I apologize if any of the names are wrong. Tung Tung God, he's win today. So Tung Tung, yeah, he's one of the drivers. So let's have a look at the driver listing and who's going to be driving for this evening. So there you have it. So AERT will be in the Alpine. They've got Gregor and Stanislav. The Scuderia Ferrari HP Esports team, it consists of John Evans and Gregory. In the Cadillac with for TRT, it's Lucas and Andrea. In the McLaren is FRT, and it's Robert, and I can't figure out how to say it, so I'm just going to call you Pillar. I hope that isn't offensive towards you. It's just, I cannot pronounce it all properly. We've got QDR, and we've got Raxit and Ghosty. HLR are in the Audi, and we've got Finn and Spezzy. See, there we go. There it is. Shags. I don't know why it's spelled like that, but we've got Jan and Federico driving in for SCI in the Williams. In the Mercedes, we've got HRT and Tung Tung God, and Diego CG will be driving for them. Why has it changed that OSRT thing? See, I do apologize. I have really tried. It was the V-Carb team symbol. It's changed it. I didn't notice it. I've tried very hard. Hopefully next week we can get it bang on. I do apologize. But in the Aston Martin, we've got GT10, and it's Thomas and Kryzik. I don't know why it's spelled like that, neither. And then in the Haas, we've got HT8, and it's Lawrence and Tom. So we're going to move over to the game, get into the lobby, and get ready for this. And we've still got Lygos saying we've got Tung Tung God will be winning. Tung Tung Paul. Everybody supporting Tung Tung here this evening. Great to see some appreciation for another driver. Never seen Tung Tung race, so apologies, but hopefully what you're saying is correct and Tung Tung slams it on pole. We'll have to wait and see. But let me just make sure I've got an invite. I don't have an invite as of yet, Grumpy. If you can get me one, or if you can get me thingies. We got VM Charlie with the follow as well. Thank you very much, Charlie, for the follow. It is every follow is appreciated. Thank you so much. You probably have seen him when he drove seriously. He was PC F2 in VA before, so right, nice. But now he's washed. But he's washed now. Well, let's hope he's not. Let's hope he's not. Come on, Tung Tung. We believe. We believe, lad. Steam code. Steve. Right, Grumpy, you're gonna have to run me through this because I ain't got a clue. What have I got to do there with that? No, Grumpy, I ain't got a clue, mate. I've never done that. Right, nice one, nice one, nice one. Oh, he's A. He's EA. Right, no worries. Oh, sorry, people. It's going to change while I spell this, so just bear with me. Right. Let me just... There we go. Right, I've added him, Grumpy. I've added him. And let's get back to the live scene. There we go. I do apologise for that, people, but yeah, I had to type with my keyboard. I don't know why it does it, but I will sort it out one day. Thank you for the invite there. Wow, look at that grid. I am very, very much looking forward to this. This is going to be very, very good. I think it's going to be very, very close. I think we're going to see quite a bit of overtaking. Obviously, with the new AERS usage and all that good stuff, it's one of them that if you use it, you lose it. You know, if you use it in one area, you lose it in another. So it's going to be a fine balancing act for the drivers to get it correct and really go for them opportunities when they see them and hope that they can hold on to the position, because if the driver behind them hasn't used, then they can then use it to try and get back past. So it has promoted a lot more battling. I think we've seen that with the console no assist, where there was more overtakes, more battling, more fighting, so and good clean fighting. Let's have it as well. It wasn't shabby in the slightest. As we see Gregory there in the Ferrari team jumping in his car. Mr. Gregory, we've got 34 viewers. How we doing, people? Hope you are ready for this one and excited for it as much as I am. I am very, very much looking forward to this one. My first PC only race, being able to commentate on it and having the what I call an absolute privilege to commentate on each and every one of these. And I might sound a bit biased, gold tongue, but obviously it's an absolute pleasure to be commentating on the Ferrari esports team. What an honor and a privilege this is. So, thank you, Grumpy. That's enough of the excitement, though. We get serious and we get down to business. So just a couple of drivers waiting. We are waiting on at this moment in time until we can get qualifying underway. If you are new to sim racing, qualifying consists of 18 minutes of the drivers trying to put their fastest time on the board to get pole position for the race. And then we have a 50% race. Obviously, the weather, it may play a part, may not, might be sunny all the way through, but let's hope that we get a little bit of a mixture. As we get Leo in the chat. How are we doing, Leo? Great to see you in for this one. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are watching on any other of the feeds over on YouTube via the AERS YouTube channel, hello, people. How are we doing over there? As well as TikTok. Lagos is the worst. With this 3 stream streak there. Leo, thank you very much. But yeah, if you're watching on TikTok as well, hello, how are we doing, people? Who's the final 2 missing? Oh no, not Leo. Well, the Ferrari boys are here, the Cadillac boys are here, the Aston Martin boys are here, the McLaren boys are here. Williams team's here. Audi's here. Alpine's here. Is it one of the Haas's? Yeah, one of the Haas drivers. And I think a Red Bull driver? Yeah, I think it's a Haas and a Red Bull. Grumpy lad. Oh, switch to the team bit. I don't know what the... Hang on. There you go, mate. You need to restart. And I thought there was a Red Bull. I'm not 100%. But it wasn't there. Yeah, it is a Red Bull. As we get Ken Fisher in the chat saying, who the is Tung Tung God? I don't know, we'll find out after this qualifying. I'm just as new to him as you are, Ken, if you are new to him, if you're not trolling. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're ready for this as much as I am. Qualifying should be getting underway very, very shortly. I think there's just one more driver we're waiting on. Am I right, Grumpy? Is it a Red Bull driver? And then we should be getting qualifying underway. What? I mean, how much of the conditions are going to play a part? Are we going to see? Yeah, Ryan from for QDR. I thought so. Yeah, is the weather going to play a part? Are we going to see wet weather? We seen on Wednesday night that we had a wet qualifying followed by a dry race. Are we going to see it switched on its head this time? Are we going to have a dry qualifying with a wet race? And we got Cowie with the follow. Thank you very much, Cowie. Welcome in, as you are the 650th follower. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for helping me reach that milestone of 650 followers. Massively appreciate it. We've got HB Cook, OSRT in the first proper competitive race versus Ferrari. God help us. Hey, you never know. Like, these boys, I mean, they've all got to be talented to be in this tier and to be racing. So it doesn't mean Ferrari are going to be dominant, but they could be. Try another 67, so come on. I mean, you'll have to knock Justin and the rest of them up, unless you all want to put your hands in your pocket. But as I've said, I don't. You know, you don't have to. It's not one of them. I do this purely for the love of it. But it was very, very amazing of the lads on Wednesday night, and massively appreciated. Honest to God, really, really appreciated. But looks like everybody is getting underway. Qualifying is going to be getting started. The countdown is on, people. Is it going to be Ferrari dominance from the start of the season? Or is another team going to show up and say to Ferrari, not today, not today. Let's find out, as now we have 10 seconds to go until qualifying gets underway. Get your votes in the chat. Are Ferrari going to be dominant, or are we going to get another team topping the charts here in quali? Going to become the Cadillacs in real life. Yeah, Leo, start off. Go on, lad. I'm only joking. Yes, Josh, how's it going, brother? Welcome in. If you are commenting on YouTube or anything like that, I cannot see it. I do apologise. But hello, hello, hello. Hope everybody's well. I'm good, thanks. How about yeah, very, very well. Very, very good, mate, and very much excited for this one. And as I've said before, I can't thank Grumpy enough for allowing me to do comms on this, especially with the Ferrari esports team being involved. So yeah, thank you. At Justin. We've got Isaac Rusty, SWG in the chat. Sorry. WSG. What's going on, Rusty lad? How's it going? Well, Isaac. So, looks like we've got overcast conditions here in qualifying. Not telemetry. There we go. And we've already got the Ferrari team heading out on to the grid. And I think they will be the first out on the lap to put a lap in. So we'll jump on board with one of them. Just this phone bill, 100%. We're always going to feel it at the end of the month. Probably. So let's jump down to Gregory. Gregory, first out on the track for the Ferrari team. And can Gregory set a good banker lap here in the first qualifying session of the season? Can he start as he means to go on? I mean, got to be one hell of a talented driver if Ferrari are knocking on your door asking, can you know, drive for them? And let's hope that Gregory shows Ferrari why they did that and if it's going to pay off. But yeah, Mr. John has also joined the circuit. He's now on an out lap. We've got Lawrence. Got quite a few drivers now hitting the circuit, getting that first lap in here in qualifying. It does make me think there could be a hint of rain towards the end of the session with a few drivers hitting the circuit quite early. In qualifying, it's not something you usually see, especially at this kind of level. You usually see them wait for a bit to get the laps in, but they're all out on circuit. So, are we going to see some wet weather here in qualifying? I think it could possibly be, but here we go with Gregory on the run down to turn one to start his first run of the evening. Can he put a good banker on the board? Let's enjoy the lap from the Ferrari driver of Gregory as he swoops through turn to the straight line mode. The first one on the lap, heading down to turn three. Does he catch the apex nicely to get the rotation? He does. Maybe a little bit of a correction on the exit there from Gregory, as we see the McLaren driver moving nicely out the way, especially with, like, now you have that hot air, you know, really interrupting a lap. That's something you don't want in quali. You don't want a driver in front of you going through the corners and having that air going over your car can really unsettle the car, can really spoil the lap. As we get Justin in the chat. How are we doing, Justin? Yo, yo, yo. Keep your money in your pocket tonight, lad. My God, what a turn one. So I take it that was really good, Leo. Gregory there, right on the limit on the exit of turn 11. But looking very good. Nice apex again. Rounding the final corner now from Gregory. It's power down. It's to the line for the Ferrari driver. And what's the time going to be? Gregory is a 116.085. Good lap there from the Ferrari driver. Leopold goes in with a 117.367. Let's have a look at John. John coming through the final sector. Can he get anywhere near his teammate, or is his teammate just outdone him on this set of laps here for the Ferrari team? As John comes round the final corner. It's power. Oh, bit of contact with the corner exit there for John, and that's going to lose him a bit of time. Then he'll know he'll have time to gain on the lap with that bad exit out of that final corner. Let's try and jump down. Let's jump down to Federico. Federico in sector 3 now for SCI. SCI were the console no assist champions. How are they going to fare in the PC no assist? Lawrence up there in P3 of a 116.313. Not far behind John, just 1,000th of a second splitting on. But here comes Federico to the line. So 116.974. Moves into P9. Let's have a look at Finn. Finn in for HLR in the Audi. HRT versus Ferrari. But ETA as well as Justin. Oh my God. Justin again with the gifted subs. Thank you very much, Justin. Massively appreciated. Let's go, Lawrence. Yeah, Lawrence with an absolutely brilliant lap there in at P3. It's Lorenz, isn't it? It's not Lawrence. I'm going to say, pronounce it Lorenz. Justin Prime. Oh, he's back. Yeah, he's back. But here's Finn coming through the final few corners now. Has Finn done enough to get into the top 3 with this lap? He rounds the final corner. It's power down to the start finishing line. What's it going to be, as we've got Ginger Nut in the chat with the W. Thank you very much for joining us, Ginger Nut. And Frederick goes up into P7. Good lap there, 16.579 there. But Gregory is the dominant driver so far here in qualifying. I wonder how close John would have got. Bad exit from him, as we get Vamos in the chat by Mark. And he's literally called by Mark as well, 16. As we get GT10, Kryzix across the line, goes up into P10. We've got Stanislav is the only driver to not put a lap in as of yet. So the Alpine driver, hopefully will get out of the circuit. We're still missing one of the drivers so far, and it is one of the Red Bull team. Let's hope that they can get in. But everybody's going to be making the way back into the pits. Gregory straight back out. That rain is definitely coming. That rain is going to be hitting near the end or pretty soon. And I'm just saying this because of how everybody's like coming out as they get back in. Like Stanislav is now out of the pits. It's getting very, very dark over the circuit. You can see there just in the background of Gregory, the clouds looking very dark. So that rain, is it going to settle in for the race? Was I correct? Are we having a dry quali with a wet session? As Gregory just getting out of the way there. Let's jump on with someone else for a lap. Let's watch FRT. I'm going to call him Crisis. Justin, you're an absolute legend. But Laurent's doing well. ET8 really are trying to take the fight to Ferrari. Gregory does have that 3/10 clearance at this moment in time. He's currently making his way through turn 13 and through turn 14. He goes. He will now be on the run down to the start finishing line to start his second run. Can he improve on a 16.085? We'll find out at the end of his lap. But we're on with the FRT driver of Crisis. Can they get the lap together? We've got 62 viewers in the channel. How are we all doing, people? Don't be scared to say hello in the chat. We don't bite. But Crisis going for the second run of the evening, a 16.627. Can he improve? He needs, if he wants to be on that top spot, he needs a 7/10 improvement on this lap. Has he got it in his locker? Let's find out as he makes the run down to turn 1. Used as much of the circuit as he could there. Looks like a nice clean exit from Crisis. Smoothly through there. Very good laps being put together here this evening. The lap times are absolutely ridiculous. And I think we've got Gregory's in Sector 3 now, not far away. Can he get another lap together as Stanislav for AERT goes up into P5 of a 116.394. Just 1,000 split him and the ET8 driver of Tom. I do apologise. Something I'm cursed with, getting the hiccups while I do comms. Just never seems to leave it every time, but Grumpy with the appreciation for Stanislav in the chat. Absolutely cracking by Stanislav there. Great lap. Crisis looking a looks like a bit of trouble there on the exit of turn 11. But now through turn 13 and round the final corner, he comes as Justin once again with the gifted. Justin, you're absolutely insane. 5-place grid penalty for GT10 Thomas for going into the back of HLR Finn as Crisis goes up into P9. Did Gregory improve? I don't think Gregory did. Maybe going again. Yep, Gregory going for another run. John's on an outlap. Let's watch John's full outlap here. Can John improve? We know he's got time in that final corner. Did make a mistake on his first run on the exit of turn 14. So maybe a 10-2 there. He could improve. But nicely through turns 1 and 2 there from John. Into the straight line zone. There we go. Can the Ferrari driver beat his teammate? The track is looking darker and darker, especially in Sector 1. I think they probably were going to get the rain starting in Sector 1. Is it going to come in time? Are we going to see it go onto intermediate conditions? Are they going to be able to get the laps? Another run in qualifying here. There's the Aston Martin driver getting nicely out of the way there for the Ferrari driver so he can continue on his lap, and it looks like he's backed out. Yes, he has. So John backing out of the lap there. Maybe not seeing the lap he needed, the time he needed to gain. So let's have a look at Lawrence. Lawrence is up. Come on, Lawrence. Lawrence up half a tenth through Sector 2. Good exit there. Got to get the power down on the run down to turn 11. Catching that apex. Oh, it's run wide there. Just over pushing it through that corner. And that's the lap gone for Lawrence. As we see ET8 Tom move up into P3 there. Let's have a look at QDR Benjamin. He's invalidated on the lap. Are they going to set up for another run here in qualifying? Or are they going into the pit lane? Looks like they're going again. So let's see if Benjamin can improve. Can he get that Red Bull into the top 3? Grumpy with the 6-7. Everybody getting gifted here from Justin. Justin, you are an absolute legend, my friend. Absolute legend. So now Benjamin. Is there improvements through Sector 1? The Sector 1 split coming up for Benjamin. And there is an improvement, half a tenth. That might gain him 1 position at this moment in time. Needs more improvement through Sectors 2 and 3 now. Can he find the time? The Cadillac just in his way there. Found a bit more time through Sector 2. Really has got to put pedal to the metal and really put this Red Bull on its limit if he wants to make any moves. As we get Reki in the chat. Nice one, Reki. How are we doing, brother? Glad you could join us for this one. There's another bad exit there, and that sees Benjamin lap gone. Let's have a look at AERT. Stanislav. Good lap on his first run. Straight back to the pits. Straight back out for a second run. And let's see if he can improve. Needs 3 tenths. Yeah, 3 tenths. Well, 4 tenths if he wants to take pole position away from Gregory. John is still out on a lap. He did improve to a 16.238. But I think he may be rushing back to the pits to get another lap in. Stanislav catching it nicely there through turns 1 and 2. As we get the QDR driver of Ryan. Can Ryan get a lap in before qualifying's over? He's got to be quick. But ET8 doing very well so far. TRT have a driver in the top 3. Andrea is going to be going toe-to-toe with Ferrari if it stays the same off the start. As well as ET8, they're going to be trying to get the position away from them. But Gregory, so far, with his first lap of the evening, has set the standard. And nobody has been able to meet that standard so far in qualifying. Not even his teammate. His teammate, a 10.5 off his teammate's lap time. As Stanislav, I think, made a bit of a mistake out of turn 11. It's in turn 11, not being very generous to the drivers so far. Got to get a good exit here, though. Stanislav run down to the start-finishing line. Has he improved? He has, and it's P3 for Stanislav. Moving up there, absolutely brilliant lap. Grumpy buzzing with that one in the chat. Let's have a jump up and a jump on with somebody else. Let's have a look at GT10. GT10's Kryzik. Can they improve? Currently P14 with a 116.680. Is the rain gonna ruin these final runs? It just looks like it's getting darker and darker over that circuit. If you leave it too late, are you gonna ruin your own qualifying? That's the question the drivers are gonna be asking themselves. They will all be heading out very, very soon. Let's hope that this Aston Martin driver doesn't catch all the traffic coming out of the pit lane. But here he goes with his final run of the evening. He may be able to get another one in if he messes up through Sector 1 and loses all that time. May be able to have time to put another run in. But let's see if they can improve through Sector 1 as he's now making his way through Turn 3. You can see the traffic there in Sector 1. I would say it's both the Haas drivers, but both Haas and Cadillac are a white circle. So you never know. Can you make sure to scroll results in quality and race, by the way, so we can get them for standing? Yep, of course I will. I didn't quite catch the sector split there because I read that. But we'll watch for the Sector 2 split, which is coming up right now, and he's up by just over 0.2 of a second, and that would see him jump up quite a few positions here. It'd see him get into the top 10, but the rest of the drivers are out on circuit. And the Cadillac has absolutely thrown away Kryzik's improvement there. The Cadillac driver, who was it? I can't even find him. But the Cadillac getting in front there. It was Andrea. Andrea getting in front of the Cadillac driver and, yeah, absolutely destroying the final run of the evening. Could be a tough one in the stewards, that, for Andrea, as he should have seen him as Gregory with a 15.860, the Ferrari driver. I didn't think there was improvements in the lap, but he proved me wrong with a great improvement there of over 0.2 of a second. Well, just under 0.2 of a second. With a 115.860, can John match him? John's up in Sector 1. Just a bit down in Sector 2. It's all about Sector 3 for John. Let's have a look at Andrea. Andrea not far behind John. But wrecking on with the... as we do get Andrea. A couple of corners to go now. For Andrea, have they improved? Are they going to split the Ferraris? Is anybody going to be able to split the Ferraris? John goes across the line as the Haas driver spins around the final corner. John does improve narrowly. Has anybody got it in the locker to split this Ferrari team? As we're on board with the ET8 driver of Tom. Can Tom get the job done? We've just seen Andrea ruin it in the final corner. We need the chat like it was on yesterday. Make commentator a millionaire. I mean, it'd be nice, but you don't have to. You really don't have to split their ass cheeks. Says Jay in the chat. Come on, Tom. I'm rooting for these teams. It's not like I don't like Ferrari, but it would be nice to have like someone in there splitting them and like really making the Ferrari team think. But Tom, I've missed the improvement. So if he has improved through sectors 1 and 2, I have missed it due to reading chat. So I do apologise. But a couple of corners to go now for the ET8 driver. He's not backing out of it, so he must have improved on the time. And he has backed out of it. Never mind. Has anybody got it in it? We've got Gurgle to the line. Moves up into P6. That's P at 3 and 6 for AERT. Have we got any of these? Nobody had the pace to split the Ferraris. And Ferrari are 1-2 in the opening race of the season. With a brilliant result. Gregory with the lap of the evening. A 1:15.860. GG's Gregory and GG's to Ferrari. On a pretty good qualifying session. Wouldn't say it was dominant. John was really close. I mean, Stanislav really close to John, as well as Andrea, as well as, you know, a few drivers there. Not far away from John at all. Goated performance from John, says Jonah Martins. Hello, Jonah. Welcome in. We've got DF with the follow as well. Thank you very, very much. Jonah Martins, a pleasure to see you in the chat. Massively appreciated. Thank you for joining us. But there we go. And Gregory and Ferrari in at P1 and 2. His teammate some over 3.5 tenths away. But then it's very, very close. From P9 to, well, I mean, P9 to P17, all within a second of one another. Well, the whole, like, P1 to P, they're all in amongst it. So this could be a very, very close race. We do have grid penalties there. Don't know whether they will be served, but Finn will lose 5 positions. And Thomas will go to the back. Restart due to 5-second pens. I am not 100%. Grumpy will let you know on that. Goat P3. Go on, Leo. Yeah, definitely a goated P3 there from Stanislav. Great result for him. GG's to Stanislav. We'll find out very shortly if the race starts quite quickly. Then we'll know that there's a restart. But 60 people, thank you so much for joining us here on the commentator channel. If you are over on YouTube, on the AERS channel, thank you for joining us over there. And if you're on TikTok, thank you for joining us there. It's an absolute pleasure to be doing the comms here for qualifying here this evening and the race. I will have a co-commentator next week. His name is Ronnie, and he will be joining us eventually. He's just got a few things to sort out himself, and I will leave that for him to explain next time. But yep, says Grumpy. So we are having a restart due to the 5-place grid penalty. Restart announced. Okay, thank you, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Says Jay Matthews. Who's Ronnie O'Sullivan? As we get, in fact, with the top. As we get JSPR in the chat. How we doing? 73 the numbers now. Jesus Christ, how are we all doing, people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to be doing a restart. Is anybody going to try and take one of the Ferraris out? Nope, the Ferrari team showing the class there. I think someone tried. It looked like someone tried. I think someone did try. The snooker player test. Yeah, I know who he is, Ronnie O'Sullivan, but I don't know why he said it, mate. That's the only thing. Do you want these race results and all, Grumpy? I'm only joking. But yeah, race restart. So we'll have a short interval while the grid gets reset. And that'll give me plenty of time to nip to the toilet quite quickly after I've got out of this. But thank you. 73 people watching along. Very much appreciated and definitely warms the heart, I'm sure, for both me and Grumpy. I wonder if the driver's going to admit who tried taking one of the Ferraris out. I think it was a Haas. I think Haas had a go, but I think they ghosted, so they weren't able to do it. Ferrari P1, P2 didn't expect anything else. I mean, at the end of the day, Stanislav was close. Stanislav was so close to splitting them. I think, you know, this could be a favourite track of Gregory's. You know, we don't know, but he definitely looked at ease in qualifying with the obviously the circuit, banging in that the only driver into the 15s as well was Gregory. But I'll be back in a second, people. Just going to nip to the toilet. And we are back. His Xbox controller emulator wasn't working. Tung robbed. Has he got Lagos in the chat? But yeah, sorry about that little interval there. Not saying much, but yeah, qualifying. The race will be getting underway shortly. Obviously, the grid is just being arranged for the race. Obviously, the weather will have to be set as well. But it will probably look sunny all the way through. It didn't look like we were going to have a sunny start to the race. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people expected Ferrari to be P1 and 2. But Stanislav got close. I think, you know, John, his teammate, Gregory, definitely had the advantage in qualifying. Could be a totally different story in the race. I mean, not saying that Gregory is by any means, but he could be a bit of a quality merchant at, obviously, Australia, which, you know, some drivers are. And then the race pace isn't quite there. That's not, you know, a dig at Gregory at all. At the end of the day, very talented driver. And let's hope the pace does continue. But with some drivers, it doesn't. Some drivers, the pace is there in quali. They can put it on pole, but then it comes to the race and just haven't got that extra in the race. So, but I'm sure that he will probably do the goods. Let's hope that Stanislav can really take the battle to him as well, and the rest of the grid. You know, the race pace and quali pace, are very much two different things in the F1 world. You might have it all in quali, but you definitely might not have it all in the race. Yeah, Jay, why did you say Ronnie O'Sullivan, by the way? If you didn't hear me before. Co-commentator. Oh, right. Nah. If only, mate. Nah, but Ronnie's a good lad. Yeah, he's going through a bit at the minute, so. But it looks like the session is about to get under the way. The countdown is on. The race is about to begin. Can Ferrari hold on to the 1-2? Or is Stanislav and the ET8 drivers and everybody else gonna try and take it away from them? We'll find out after this race. But if Gregory's got the pace that he had in qualifying, he could be out in the lead quite easily. So here we go, people, into the race as we get Marooney 24 with the follow. Massively appreciated. Thank you so much for joining us here for the AERS Championship PC No Assist. We have had qualifying. It is now race time. And can Ferrari do the job and seal the 1-2? Is somebody else going to spoil the party? So drivers will be getting their setup sorted, their race setup all adjusted, making sure everything's perfect so we can get this race started. Fuel levels, all that science that they all think up, and you know, practice for and see how much they can. What's the limit? It looks a bit cloudier than it did before, looking a bit more overcast here this time round at the start of the race. But this should be one hell of a good. We don't get a countdown anymore when you're a spectator. You don't get the doot 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 doot. We've got IX Benny. Good luck, Finn. IX Benny wishing his, I think, either teammate or friend there the best of luck, and the best of luck to all the drivers here that are taking part in this race this evening. Who will be crowned the king of come on you owls, says Benoit in the chat. But yeah, who will be the dominant team here tonight at Albert Park? Get your votes in the chat though, people. Will Ferrari do it, or is someone going to spoil the Ferrari party? We'll find out as now the lights are counting down. It's 5 red lights for race 1, PC No Assist, and we are underway. And it looks like Stanislav got an absolutely cracking launch off the line there, but John, the second phase worked out a little bit better for him as we get OSRT. Joker has left the session. That's not good for the Owls so far. Taz, a quick question: is this a mixture of leagues? No, it's a mix. Yeah, it's just the team. No, the teams. Not, I don't know whether they have their own leagues. They probably do, but these are the best drivers from them teams that they're putting forward. But Gregory, good start for the Ferrari team. John now feeling the pressure from Stanislav. Stanislav right on the rear diffuser of John. And both, I mean, Grego as well has had an absolutely belting start there. This could be AERT versus Ferrari. AERT putting themselves in a strong position to go for the battle against Ferrari here. They just need to drain John. They need to absolutely drain him of all the RS and then try and have a go at Gregory. But so far, all feeding through nicely. We've got Benjamin going for it against Jaeger. However you pronounce it. As Benjamin going for it again. Gets the job done. But Jaeger is fighting it back. As Gregory with the fastest lap with a 123.557. Benjamin settles in now. Let's move back up because Stanislav is right on the rear diffuser of John. Grumpy, proper excited in the chat, and I bet he is. His team are absolutely putting it to the Ferrari driver of John. And John, can he handle the pressure? Because Stanislav is absolutely motoring towards him. He's in the slipstream. John goes for the defensive line on the inside. Stanislav, is he going to try around the outside against John? No, he just settles him. Wise move there from Stanislav. But this is close racing. Stanislav once again sizing up a move against John. But again, just has to settle in. Is he going to go for the recharge? Let's have a look at the tyres as well. Everybody opting for the mediums as we've got Lucas and Lawrence battling it out there in the background. I'll leave the tyres like that. I hope you all don't mind. It saves somebody asking me about them. But Lawrence down in P9. And gets past Lucas as Gregory there with a 119.337. Going for the fastest lap again, and he is breaking away from John. I think John may be sensing here that Stanislav has got some decent pace, and he might just be allowing his teammate just to break away a bit here, give him some free air. This could be the strategy from Ferrari, because Stanislav is all over the back of John, really putting him under pressure. The boys definitely ate their Weetabix. I hear we cooking. AERT are definitely cooking. P3 and 4. And John is feeling the pressure from Stanislav here, but is showing one hell of a defense against the Alpine driver. John definitely working for his teammate here as Spezzi has joined, and Spezzi in at P11 is being passed by other drivers. Bruh. P1. Right, maybe I need to race soon. I didn't think we would be at the top. Stanislav is really trying to take it to John, but I do feel that John is mentally thinking, I don't know what, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're in John's position, you are trying to hold up, because Stanislav is looking strong, he's looking quick. But now Gregory out front has a 2-second advantage, and that's going to be a hard one for Stanislav to try and get back. As we get Spark in the chat as well. How are we doing, Spark? How are we doing, Jonah? We've already got the OSRT driver of Joker into the pits, as well as Thomas. Joker coming out on fresh hards. I think Thomas will probably be doing the same. Onto the hard compounder tyres. Look at, I mean, Stanislav is letting his teammate now have a go at John. Stanislav probably using quite a bit of his AERS to try and go on the attack, and now is allowing Gurgle to go on the attack, and Gurgle gets it done. Gurgle through on John, now splitting the Ferrari team. He needs to put pedal to the metal and close that gap to Gregory, who is now 2.1 seconds adrift. But it's going to be a tough battle to get that time back. We know how hard it is just to try and get a 1/10 of a second back in this grid. But this could be everything that Gregory needed to win the race. But Stanislav down to P5 and has really paid with going on the attack against John, really trying to take it to him, and just couldn't do it in the end. And that AERS usage has seen him drop a couple of positions there. Well, 2 positions. Tom managing to get past, as well as we've got Paulos in the chat saying go on. But John now in P3. Got a bit of time now to recharge that battery. Try and get as much energy as he can back. But ET8 Tom already sensing an opportunity as the Ferrari driver throws it down the inside. Bit of contact between himself and Gurgle. But John back up into P2. Gurgle trying to have a little look down the inside. Nothing doing. ET8 Tom trying to go around the outside. But that sees Stanislav moving through as Tom went off the circuit. Stanislav took the opportunity and moved up into P4. So back with his teammate, looking to put John back under pressure here. Let's have a look at Finn. Oh, there's a Haas driver around in the back. We've just seen Diego dropping. Oh no, a Mercedes driver, sorry, dropping all the way down to P20. That is so unfortunate for Diego. Losing it in that final corner. But Finn very close as we see Gurgle battling it out with John. He's trying to get past as we get Thomas back into the lobby. And now Gurgle, bad exit there. Sees his teammate right on the back of him. We've got a Cadillac going for the move in the background. Andrea sensing an opportunity and gets past ET8 Tom. ET8 Tom feeling the pressure now, as now Crisis is putting him under pressure, looking to take away that position. I did say that we'd see more battling in these races, and we are definitely seeing it here tonight at Albert Park. Crisis not able to get past, but the ET8 driver of Lawrence hot on his heels. John feeling all sorts of pressure here. Gregory having the time of his life around Albert Park. 4 seconds adrift. He can do whatever he wants out there. Probably having a schmuck and a pancake. Do you know, it's one of them. He's just enjoying life at Albert Park. While his teammate holds up the rest of the pack. Brilliant team choice. And I think it's something that John knew instantly with Stanislav. Stanislav was just boom. I think if Stanislav had got past, Gregory would be out on his own. He was showing some strong pace. As we see Gergo going on the attack against John. They're very close together. Who comes out on top? Gergo having the outside line, still not able to get past. As now we've got Andrea trying to size up a move. You see them there just pull out and try and have a little look at Stanislav. But how close this is, how they're not getting damage off one another is absolutely spectacular racing we are witnessing here at Albert Park with the AERS Championship as we get the first DNF of the evening, and it is Joker out of this one. We get the first time penalty of the evening, and it's SCI Jan with the 3-second time penalty. And what a defence John is putting on here for the Ferrari team. Absolutely brilliant. As Finn getting past Lucas there. Lawrence in P7 right on the back of the teammate now. Lawrence doing well. Making moves, moving positions. John, your bus. He has parked the bus and let Gregory just run away with this one. 6.2 seconds is the gap out front. And Gregory, not a care in the world, not a worry in the world, out in front. ET8 Tom right very close on the rear diffuser of Andrea. A bit of contact there with the back of the Cadillac. Let's hope that isn't any minor damage on that wing, because it still can affect the aerodynamics. P1 go in 2 laps already is crazy. It's teamwork, that's what it is. I'm sure if any other drivers were in front of him, as we get Gergo trying to go on the attack once again against John, but John, strong defense once again. He's managing to hold off the AERT drivers, and he's just having a look everywhere. John is just parking the bus in the right position, and nobody is getting past. And Gregory just a nice little run through Albert Park for Gregory. 7 seconds is the gap as we go into lap 9. It's starting to split a bit now. Spezzi has lost that straight line mode to the top 9. So he'll be fighting to get back in as he does manage to close the gap down now. Has he got enough ERS to maintain it? He's going to hope the pack closes up a little bit here. And with John being in P2, it just might do. I don't think John needs to, like, hold on anymore. I think he just needs to, like, go for it. But if this was the strategy for Ferrari, the strategy has paid off in abundance. As AERT might be going for a swap here. Might be switching drivers to try and go on the attack against John. But Andrea sneaking through as well. And splitting the AERT team. But now we've got Gergo going on the attack again. Can he get the position back? Can he hold on to P3? As Andrea has got the outside line. Andrea may have just... I think they ran themselves off the circuit there. I don't think that was any fault of Gergo's. As we get Jonah in the chat with Fa. And now we've got the pits. Stanislav into the pits. Going for an undercut on John. And that could pay off for the AER team. I think John's held him up for long enough. as we get Gurgle with the mistake on the exit of turn 1, and that allows Tom through. Is Finn going to look to put the AERT driver under pressure here as we go into turn 3? He doesn't. He just settles in behind. The tyres are starting to feel the pain on that Alpine. They've done nothing but try and go on the attack against John, try and get past, and that will affect the tyre wear. Now P2 is gone. Probs. Stanislav's pitted. He's gone for an undercut on John. He's just got to make the undercut pay off. He's got to have a cracking outlap. As now we see Gurgle under pressure from Finn. Can Finn go around the outside? No, he can't. Just doesn't have the pace. Is he going to go on the attack again here as the exit turn 10? Now the run down to turn 11 looks like Finn going to go on the attack. Finn getting the position, moving up into P4. And let's see if John does decide to pit. Does John pit and cover off that undercut? Or well, at least try. He does. John into the pits now to move on to a set of hards. Gregory staying out an extra lap. Let's see where Stanislav comes. Stanislav currently in P14. John is in the pit lane. Currently getting a tyre swap. Has he done enough on this outlap to get the undercut on John? You can see him trundling down the pit lane. You can see Stanislav. He crosses the start finishing line. Has he done enough? Has the Haas driver done enough to follow through as well? He has. Is this Stanislav's opportunity to steal P2 away from John? As now John has Lorenz in front of him, and I'm sure Lorenz isn't just going to let him pass just because he's a part of the Ferrari team. I'm sure that Lorenz is going to make him work for it now. Can Stanislav use this opportunity to pull away and secure a P2? What do we think, people? Can he do it? Can Stanislav split the Ferrari team and get between them on the podium? Gregory, is he going to pit this lap? I think he's seen Stanislav's pace. Even though you had a huge gap, he's still going to come out in front. He'll still come out 100% in the lead of this race, Gregory. The advantage he had going into the pit lane was, against the others, was astronomical. So here is Stanislav currently making his way through turn 13, through turn 14. And yeah, Gregory, not a care in the world. I think he's already exited the pit lane. Yep, already going through turn 1. So Gregory continues on and continues to lead this race here at Albert Park. Great start, but great teamwork by the Ferraris to allow John to dance off into the distance. And all being well, he's going to secure a P1 here at the opening race of the season. And I'm sure Ferrari will be ecstatic with that result. But still got, you know, a good few laps to go here. And anything can happen in a race. Could the racing gods play a part? As we get Spezzi, who stayed out with Tom to try and have the best tyres at the end of this race. A couple of other drivers trying going for an undercut. The SCI team down in P18 and P20 currently. Teams doing the best so far. Obviously Ferrari P1 and P4 currently. Obviously, when Spezzi and Wolf pit, Gregory will take the lead of the race once again. As we see him trundling down to the start-finishing line. The start-finishing straight, sorry. But Tom did pit. And now Gregory moves up into P2. And Spezzi carries on for another lap here. But Lawrence still managing to stay in front of John. John will have that one-lap tyre advantage near the end of the race. Can he make it pay off? Finn trying to put John under pressure in the background there. You can see him really taking it to the Ferrari driver. And John's pace just, I mean, hasn't been quite there in the race. He just seems to be under a little bit of pressure here. Whether he's you know, he's all right at Australia, but the race, he just can't seem to put it together. He does seem to be having a little bit of trouble holding off the rest of the drivers here. Lawrence is kind of pulling away a bit. He could just be trying to save tyres, just trying to stay out of the hot air coming off the back of Lorenz's Haas, which can affect the tyre wear, but that is also going to give Finn the opportunity to go on the attack and try and get in front of John. And the last thing at this moment in time John needs is another car in front of him. He doesn't want to lose the podium here. Well, a shot at the podium as Gregory once again a 118.981. This man absolutely loves Albert Park here, smashing in the fastest lap of the race. Got another pit. Spezzi now into the pit on lap 14. About the end of lap 13. As we see the Alpine driver in the background there, trying to fend off Benjamin. Benjamin trying to go on the attack as we get Federico Spiga retired from the session. Retired in the pit lane as we get Tom with the 3-second time penalty. Tom currently P8 and 3 seconds in this grid can see you out of points. So Tom really does have to put the pedal to the metal. Tung, God, people were talking about him in the beginning, down in P10 currently, and he is under pressure from Spezzi. Spezzi on fresh tyres. Might as well sit in behind Tung for this lap, get the tyres up to temperature, and then go on the attack in the next lap. But Lawrence still in pre-free, in behind Stanislav. Stanislav 6 and 7 tenths clear in P2. John just sitting in behind. Is he waiting for his opportunity on them final laps to use his tyre advantage? Or have the drivers in front of him just got the pace against him here in the race? I mean, was he playing the team game? Was he holding up Stanislav? I mean, obviously, I think it did pass Gregory's mind. Obviously, Stanislav looked absolutely rapid. I think if he would have managed to get in front of John, I think this would be a totally different race. But John did the team game, read that Stanislav may have had that pace over him and slowed him down in the right areas to allow Gregory to pull away and have an 8-second lead. Nearly 9-second lead here at Albert Park this evening. Is that advantage going to grow, or is it going to stay? Stanislav just looking quite evenly paced to Gregory out in front. He's losing a bit of time, but not too much. But Gregory just looks like he's got the sauce here this evening. The setup right, the balance, everything's just going correct here for Gregory. As we get Gotto in the chat. How are we doing, Gotto? The legend, the OG. Do you want to take a crack at top spot in the subs or what, Gotto? As we get Catherine with the follow. Thank you very much. Massively appreciated. 4 minutes ago I did miss it, but thank you. We get Skino. Oi, oi. How are we doing? I'm very good, Skino. How are you? If you want an update, so qualifying, Gregory took it with a 15.8. John was in at P2 with a 16.2. Stanislav showed a great pace off the start, and I think John knew it, and John parked the bus a little bit and allowed his teammate to get away just at work. So I'm filling you in. Fuck, who's taken my gifted spot? Justin and a couple of others. I think you have to slam 30. Justin's on about 40 odd now, I think. So it's up to you, go. Fully joking, mate. You don't do it. Don't even try it. But yeah, great race here. It has been absolutely brilliant. Where's he got the money for 43 gifted subs? Yeah, nah. But to think a little league started in 2021 has grown to include Ferrari Esports. Skino, great work by Grumpy. Absolutely brilliant. He's probably worked hard to get him in, and he's managed to do it. So absolutely brilliant to him. A massive achievement for Grumpy and whoever else has played a part in it. So Gregory still stretching his legs out front. 10.2 seconds as Gotto goes in with the gifted subs as well. Thank you so much, Gotto. Massively appreciated. You absolute legend. But I gotta do something. Thank you, mate. You're a legend. Much love. You know how much I appreciate you and everything the love that you've shown to the channel over the years. Much love, mate. Thank you so much. But we'll get back on board with this. Lawrence in at P3 hasn't been able to get past Stanislav as of yet. But is this just a waiting game from the drivers in behind Stanislav? Are they just waiting for the optimum opportunity to take that podium away from Stanislav? And that optimum point would be in them final 2 laps. Anytime, mate. You old fart. I know, mate. Yeah, John's been mega with making this where it is. Yes, I've got AERT founder on my bio and stuff, but I've not been active owner for years now. Props. Go on, Skino, but congratulations, mate. Honestly, congratulations to the Parias. Absolutely brilliant achievement. How are we doing, Leo? Leo probably putting crying face in the chat because you haven't got a gifted. So race hasn't really done much more. Tung 7 seconds off the battle for the podium as Gotto going in for the 5 gifted again. You absolute legend. Oh my god. Much love shown to these people putting these gifted subs in. Much love. It's massively appreciated. It really does touch and warm the heart. The battle's a bit further back. Andrea, all the way back in P13. What's happened to Andrea as we get... Oh, was that contact or is that just a ghosted car? I think that may be a ghosted car on the circuit. Gotto, a millionaire. We got Moser could say he's got too much money. Go on, Moser. I like it. I like it, Moser. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Yeah, bankrupt now. Gotto, mate, you can... The entry fees now. But yeah, Tom, with the 3-second time penalty, that is going to hurt his race come the end of this one. Going to lose positions. Obviously, Ryan and Lucas at the back, it's not going to mean too much to them, with unfortunately being P18 and P17 and P18. But what can we say about Gregory? Gregory is just flying out in front. He's just every lap building that gap, putting on one hell of a drive. I mean, I feel a bit bad as we get Gotto again with the gifted. Gotto! I'm too skint to do some gifted, maybe in a few weeks on payday. Grumpy, you don't have to, mate, honestly. I do this for the love of it, so I thank you so much. But more gifted going in. Yarrow with the follow. Thank you very much, Yarrow. G-O-T-T-O, 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 and Gotto was his name. Oh, come on, Gotto with the gifted. And Justin as well earlier on. Absolute legends. Is anybody going to try and take that P3 away from John? John now has managed to get past Lawrence, get back into P3. Does he have the pace to put Stanislav under pressure? We've seen how much he held Stanislav up as we get Justin. Bro, what? Yeah, I know. I haven't seen someone run this far in front in this new game. I mean, it did help with John Pork in P3. Yep, he's in P3. Can Stanislav hold on to P2 against the Ferrari esports driver of John? I mean, Gregory has dominated this. Who's that Gregory get? Who's that Gregory? John. John let Gregory get let Gregory get that far ahead. He parked the bus and really did let his teammate just wander off into the distance. But this battle for P2 is absolutely epic. W, thank you for the gifted. Oh, Catherine getting the gifted and followed this evening. Absolutely brilliant. Fucking John Pork. I hope you don't. I'm not calling John Porky or anything here. I'm just reading chat. Ferrari is a great team. I'm not saying they're a bad team either. Sarcasm. Stanislav is the GOAT. He is P2, splitting the Ferraris. I'm sure this is going to be a performance that will live on in the memory of Stanislav if it can remain the same. John does have that one lap tyre advantage. Grumpy giving it Gotto in the chat. Justin was just in there a minute ago. Is level 10 hype. That's the hype train. So we're at level 5 at the minute. And Justin and Raz and Ollie and the rest of them managed to get it up to level 10. Gift 1 sub for a reward. Double the hype we are on now. Yeah, in a nutshell. Big grumpy talking range. But yeah, Stanislav P2, going to be a great result. I'm sure each and every one of these drivers will be proud of their performance so far in the top 8. All, in reality, in a shot at contention of a podium. Takes a small mistake, an overusage of ERS. We've seen it in the first stint where people were overusing the ERS, and it was due to John's brilliant defense. Like, let's have it right. We might be calling him John Pork and all that, but the defense that he put on to allow his teammate to have the gap that he has to be, it's commendable and absolutely brilliant driving from John. He played the team game, allowed his teammate to get on, and he must have the confidence to know that he can potentially get this 1-2 back for Ferrari, being in behind Stanislav. Benjamin doing well for QDR in at P6. ETA had a bit of a fall from grace. I mean, Lawrence has done really well. Lawrence has gained positions since the start of this race, finding himself in P4. I'm sure they started P10, or they were down in P10 at one point, as Thomas with another 3-second time penalty. But Lawrence has done absolutely brilliant to get back up into P4. Tom kind of unraveled for him during the race in P8 with that 3-second time penalty. Fortunate enough for Tom, it's going to still be P8 at the end of the race if it stays the same, as Robert for FRT is down in P9, some 9 seconds adrift, as we see Andrea with the time penalty there. And Andrea, a bit of a fall from grace for Andrea as well, was up in the battle for the podium positions on the first stint and has now since dropped off. Switch the numbers around. Skino is like 8 years old, and I don't want to do that to you. You're not 28-year-old. As we get Tom and Benjamin battling out here. Tom trying to get the position away from Benjamin, and he does so. They're battling for position. They both have time penalties, so it's definitely a battle for position, as we do have an incident in Sector 3. A momentary Sector 3 yellow flag, as I think it was one of the Red Bulls. I think Ryan making a mistake. Yeah, I think he has. And it's seen him just lose a bit more time. Let's get back to this battle for the podium. We've got Stanislav, John, Lawrence, Finn, Gurgle. Can Gurgle get back behind John? We did see AERT have a brilliant start, fighting with the Ferraris. But John played, again, like I said, played the team game, slowed them up. And Gurgle went for it. Stanislav let him pass, let him have a go. They just couldn't do it. John just parked the bus so well. And his defense was absolutely brilliant. Go on, Skino. 8 ACC titles. Go on, lad. So there we go. John getting very close to the back of Stanislav. Is this Stanislav now trying to do the strategy? Is he going to let John try and go through? But I think the Ferrari driver reading it perfectly here. I think he knows Stanislav is running out of ERS and trying to recharge, and just sitting in behind him saying, sorry, Stanislav, I want that P2. You're going to have to figure out another way of trying to recharge that battery. But it looks like John maybe going for it again. No, he's not. I think, is Stanislav now trying to close the gap between himself, between Lawrence and John? I think if Stanislav could do that and get Lawrence on the back of John once again, it gives John something to think about. Yes, I think John is definitely thinking strategy-wise now. I think he's choosing to settle in behind, but I think if Stanislav just tries to ease up a little bit, gets Lawrence right on the back of John, it gives John something else to think about rather than going on the attack. He can't let Lawrence go through and split himself, you know, put a car in between him and Stanislav. But yeah, Stanislav, it's going to be about holding on. I think if John tries draining him now, Stanislav could potentially lose the podium. I think this is where Gergo needs to try and get in behind Lawrence. And if it does become an option of trying to follow the Lawrence through and trying to take that position away from Lawrence, because I think John is definitely doing the game of trying to drain Stanislav of his ERS, and then on that final lap it's going to be an easy overtake. But has Stanislav found the equation? Has he managed to save enough? Is he going to save enough for that final lap? We've got a couple of laps to go here at Albert Park, and we'll jump on with Gregory towards the end. 16 seconds, people. 16 seconds, and there's still 3 laps of racing to go. LMU is coming to console next year, I think. Nice. And Goto will be in the RAF. Good, son. I salute you. As we get Luca with the follow in the chat. Massively appreciated. Thank you very much, Luca, for following along here on the commentator channel. So, lap 27 we are on. I'll be in fucking Ukraine, most probably. As a mechanical engineer. Go on, Goto. Legend. But John, now, is he going to go on the attack? Is Stanislav? And I think Stanislav has chose the right option here. John did put on a great defense when he was in P2. Are we going to see that defense once again here from the Ferrari driver? He's opted to take the lead of this pack into the final few laps, as Gregory has started lap 28. 16.7 seconds ahead of his teammate. And now Stanislav needs to just settle in. He needs to recharge that ERS to go for the attack on the final lap. Normal garage, nice. A lorry mechanic, go on, Skino. So lap 28, John in P2, Gregory absolutely storming it out front with a 16-second gap to his teammate, and it's no thanks to his teammate that he has that gap. It is closing up. We've got the battle for P9 ongoing between Diego and Robert. FRT versus HRT. Andrea down in P11 has Cryzix for company. Cadillac versus Aston Martin. We've got a driver of QDR out on the softs, trying to go for that fastest lap of the race. Can they do so? As we see Finn dropping positions. Tom so ETA have managed to move themselves up into P4 and 5. This could be a great result for ETA if they can secure it. As now we move into the final lap of the race. We jump on board with P2 and it's John leading the fight for P2. Can Stanislav take it away from him on this final lap? I need to keep an eye on Gregory because he is absolutely flying. And try and get on board with him before he crosses the line. Oh yeah, cracking pair. As we get QDR, Ryan has left the session, the man that's out on the softs. Gregory currently going through sector 3. We'll jump on board with him in a minute. We need to watch this battle though. Can Stanislav, as he does, I don't think he's going to be nowhere near close enough to get past John. No, I think John has managed to get the job done. He has a good enough gap. He's using that one lap tyre advantage. But here he comes. Gregory round the final corner. His teammate might have helped him with holding up the rest of the pack. But it's going to be the Ferrari of Gregory to cross the line and take the win here at Albert Park. And his teammate did an absolutely stellar job of holding up the rest of the pack. He sensed that Stanislav had some strong pace. But John now going down the start finishing line. He's going to come across the line. And it's P2. And Lawrence takes P3 away from Stanislav. I'm sure Stanislav going to be a bit gutted with that. With Lawrence getting that P3 on the final lap. But AERT put themselves in a strong position. P4 and P6. Good result for us. Very, very good result. What a race we have just witnessed here this evening. Ferrari with a great start to the season. And Gregory taking all the plaudits here this evening. Apart from, I mean, you've got to give it John. John, absolutely brilliant defense to hold up the rest of the pack and allow his teammate to kind of just race that race at his own leisure. Absolutely brilliant. Stupid Laurers. Don't quite know what's happened there in the chat from Mikel. But there we have it. Ferrari celebrating the first win of the season here at Albert Park. Gregory and John with the P1 and 2. And Lawrence picking up a P3. Yeah, let's not have it here. But there we have it. Gregory is your race winner. Fastest lap also goes to Gregory. Driver of the day goes to Diego. Congratulations, Diego and the HER team with the driver of the day. The most overtakes goes to Crisis with the cleanest driver also going to Diego. So Diego, massive GGs on the cleanest driver and driver of the day. Oh, make sure we get through these. So there are the results. There you go, Grumpy. There it is for you. So absolutely brilliant race here this evening. Ferrari dominance paid off here at Albert Park with Stanislav really trying to take it to John. He really, really did. And hats off to Stanislav. I think Stanislav's got to be my driver of the day, my personal driver of the day. I think he really did try and take that fight to Ferrari, as well as Gergo when he was in behind. He really did try and take the fight to him. But John, his defense was something else, and he knew where to hold the drivers up, knew where he could help his teammate kind of stretch his legs. If that is the case, I mean, it might not be the case, but you would like to think so. I'm just going to get into the start. There we go. Not that one. I do apologise. But yeah, absolutely brilliant race. Really, really excited to see. Gregory showed some absolutely, you know, astonishing pace in that race. Obviously helped by his teammate in the end. But GG's to every single driver that took part in that race. Absolutely cracking. The qualifying was so close. The race battling side-by-side action in that first stint. Kind of settled down in the second stint. People trying to preserve the tyres. John really did use his advantage on that one lap advantage at the end there. Made it paid off. Used his ERS as well to help him. We got Pet GFLDR Profi has followed. Thank you very much for the follow. Massively appreciated. Thank you once again to Justin, to Gotto for the subs. Absolutely brilliant again, once again this evening, boys. Massively appreciated. And you know, I really do appreciate it. I really do mean it. You don't have to do it, but thank you for doing it nonetheless. And that has been the opening race of the season for AERS Championship PC No Assist. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as what I did. Is the Ferrari dominance going to carry on throughout the season? Or is Stanislav and the rest of the boys, Lawrence and all the other drivers, going to try and steal a race or two away from them? You'll have to make sure you join us every Friday night here on the commentator channel to find out if Ferrari can continue this run and go for back-to-back race wins next time out. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Much love. Take care. And thank you so much for joining me. You know how much I appreciate it. Much love, people. Enjoy your weekend. Good night.